Hey guys, it's Nikki. I'm here today doing my TBR for July, so let's just hop right into it. So this month I'm doing quite a few of just kind of going in blind, reading books because they were recommended or they're on my NetGalley ARC TBR, or for whatever reason, these are books that I just really wanted to kind of jump into kind of blind this month. So not all of them are blind. The first up is definitely not going in blind. Although I will say Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, I don't know exactly what this book is going to be about. I just know that it's the first in a new series that follows the Infernal Devices series that I just finished a reread for. So I just finished all 3 books over the last month to just kind of get caught up on remembering what all happened in that series because it's been so long since I've read it. But this one is a little bit after that series ends, where the children of the main characters from that series are now like 17, 18, 19, and they are the focus of this series. So I'm really looking forward to this. I really like the historical setting in the Infernal Devices, and so I think that that's going to be fun to read. I've also heard good things about this book so far from people I've seen that have read it, and so definitely looking forward to this one right now. Next up on my TBR list is Hideaway by Nora Roberts. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a romantic suspense by the queen herself, and I think it just sounds really interesting. It starts off following a 10-year-old girl who is playing a game of hide and seek, and she gets abducted, and she manages to escape her abductor, and she's later found in somebody's kitchen on a ranch in Big Sur, California. Then for several years she goes and kind of hides away in Ireland, which I'm kind of excited to read about. I don't know how much we're going to get of the Ireland setting, but I know that Nora Roberts spent some time visiting Ireland as she was writing this book, so I think that's gonna probably play a little bit of a part in this story. But eventually she comes back to California and she's gonna get back into her acting career. Along the way comes a little bit of love and a little bit of vengeance, so good times all around. Next is Find Me by Anne Fraser. I'm really looking forward to this one. Like, I literally have no idea what it's about, but I know that Anne Fraser wrote a series that I really enjoyed. It was the Jude Devereaux series, which was a mystery thriller. And so this is a book that actually just came out today on July 1st that is a first in a new series. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if I'm gonna like this one as much as I liked the Jude Devereaux series. So we'll see. Next up is Havenfall by Sarah Holland. I'm going in totally blind on this one. I mean, obviously, aside from the fact that the cover is beautiful, it's obviously a YA fantasy, but it was also an add-on and book of the month this month, I noticed, so kind of thinking that says good things about it. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Next on the list is Caraval. This is a YA fantasy. This is a really big fan favorite on BookTube and the book community in general. I don't know exactly what this is about. I just know that it's kind of this dark, kind of like almost, I don't know, I want to say Cirque du Soleil, but I really don't know. It's like this big performance that comes to town once a year, and our main character kind of gets swept up in the performance, and there's danger and there's romance and there's adventure and all the good stuff. So looking forward to this one. Next up is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second in the Throne of Glass series, really just picking up where that series left off. Our main character is an assassin. She's this enemy to the crown who kind of gets pulled into this championship fighting that she ends up winning in the first book. And so if I'm remembering right, not only did she win the thing, but she took the crown prince along with her when she was escaping like all the death and the wrath and etc. So looking forward to jumping into the next in the series on this one. Next up is Take a Hint, Dani Brown. So I just finished reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown last month. Really good, really upbeat, lighthearted, fun summery romance with a diverse cast of characters. This one is going to be no different. I'm really looking forward to it. I know that Dani Brown is a sister of Chloe Brown, and she's going to have her own quirks and different kind of personality, but I think this is going to be just as fun and just as quirky as Chloe Brown. So looking forward to this one. And then of course The Right Swipe by Alicia Ray. This one I don't know anything about. I'm going blind, but I know it's a modern contemporary that focuses on online dating, so looking forward to that, obviously. Next up is Blockshot by Kennedy Ryan. I know absolutely nothing about what this book is going to be about. I just know that I read the first book in this series last month, which was Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, and that book just blew me away. It was so good. So I can't say enough good things about that one, and I'm really excited to get into the rest of this series. So we'll see how this one goes. Next is Kevin Kwan's Sex and Vanity. Looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be a good summery beach read. This is kind of in the same vein of Crazy Rich Asians, where you have like these absurdly rich Asian characters that have a lot of drama and a lot of like just crazy stuff happening. And so I'm excited to read this one. I've read good reviews on it so far, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this one. This next one is super going in blind. The reason I'm reading this is because I have book 3 on my list of ARCs for NetGalley. So I wanted to start with book 1 and 2 before I started reading book 3, just to kind of get a good idea of like what the series is about. But it is a mystery thriller, and I usually like mystery thrillers, especially crime fiction. So looking forward to this one as well. And finally, we have Slay by Brittany Morris. This is a YA contemporary that I think is going to be really interesting. So we have a character who is in high school. She created this game that's like super popular, and something happens where somebody ends up being murdered because of this game for some reason, and so she is going to have to then kind of be outed that she was a creator of it and then have to deal with the fallout of whatever has happened. So just looks like a really interesting read. So we'll see how this one goes. I think there might be a buddy read coming about this, but I'm not sure, so I will let this information come out about that before I jump on a bandwagon. But I thought I would just go ahead and this just in case. So that's it for my TBR for July. What are you guys reading? Let me know in the comments. Or have you read any of the ones that I mentioned? And if so, what did you think about those? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see my future videos. I have my wrap up for June coming soon. And of course, we will be wrapping up the books I actually end up reading this month, which may or may not be the ones that I mentioned here, judging by the way things have been going. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Be good to yourselves, and we will talk to you soon. Happy reading.